stop what you're doing right now because you need to know this. Did you know that some of the best wines that you will ever experience in your life are grown and made right here in Southwest Michigan?
Welcome to Coffee with Steve and Margot. I'm Steve Drake.
And I'm Margot Drake.
Today we're going to be talking to our longtime friend, vigneron James Lester. Welcome, James.
Good morning.
Thank you.
Oh, we are so excited to have you on today. James, tell everybody who you are, what you do, and your favorite thing about West Michigan.
Oh boy. In 3 sentences?
Yes. No.
It doesn't have to
Let
be.
her rip.
What I do? Well, I'm, as Stephen said, I'm a vigneron, which in the French terminology would mean that I grow grapes and make wine from the grapes that I grow. In English, that would be called estate grown and bottled.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally control my wines from the dirt to your dinner table. And with that level of control, it gives me the maximum chance of producing a product of extraordinary quality.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good. I have goosebumps right now. I cannot wait to go get a bottle of your Wyncroft wine. I know exactly where to get it. We'll get to that at the end of the episode.
That's right. Everyone hold on.
You gotta hang on there with us. Tell us, James, what is your favorite thing about West Michigan?
Oh gosh, it's, well, number one, it's a gorgeous place. I am a native of Seattle, Washington, and I visited Western Michigan for the very first time when I was 11 years old. And I remember telling my mother that if I didn't live in Washington, my second choice of where I would live would be Michigan. And I ended up in Michigan. So I've been here
Here
since
you are.
76.
And we are so grateful you are here
Absolutely.
doing what you are doing. The first time Steve and I ever heard about your wine was from someone that we really
George Aquino.
respect.
Yeah.
George Aquino, the first
hotelier and a foodie, great
major
guy.
foodie.
Yep.
And he just said, this is the best wine. This is the best Chardonnay. I think he was talking about your Wyncroft Chardonnay. Yeah. That I've ever had. And
it's from Michigan.
It's from Michigan. And when he said that, I think that night we were driving down to the JW to say, we want to try this. If George says this is good, let's drink it. And then we fell in love with all of your wines over time. So tell us where exactly you're located and also in proximity to Grand Rapids.
Well, the Wyncroft Chardonnay you refer to that George Aquino was talking about was my 2005.
Yeah.
And he wrote up a nice write-up on the web on that. That was grown and made in my old vineyard, Avonlea, which is down near Buchanan is a little town just west of Niles, Michigan, which is just north of South Bend, Indiana. So way down in the corner of the state. I have since moved from that property up to a new property just south of Saugatuck. The climate here is very similar to where I was before. I'm a little closer to the lake, which is an advantage. And I can still make the same style of wines here as I was doing in Buchanan. So what I love about the Southwest Michigan, I guess, being a vigneron, it just so happens that we have the convergence of every quality factor that's necessary for making fine wine. I know people don't necessarily think of Michigan as a fine wine region. However, nobody ever thought of New Zealand as a fine wine region not so long ago either.
Right.
So, the grapevine doesn't know whether it's growing in Michigan or whether it's growing in France. What it does know are all the factors that create fine quality grapes here present in Southwest Michigan, and they are. And those factors would be proximity to a large body of water, hilly terrain. The vine needs to grow on the hills, and these hills, not too far off the lake shore, were formed by the last ice age. And these are overlapping layers of stony clay soils, sandy clay soils. They're very complex soils, and they're between 500 to 900 feet high in height, which doesn't sound very high, except if you're standing on the edge of a 900-foot cliff looking down, it's a
Then
low
it seems
point.
high. Right.
So the elevation and the proximity of the lake and the type of soils that we have, the glacial soils, very similar to the soils of parts of France. So when I saw that, and I saw all these Concord grapes growing everywhere, I knew grapevines would like it in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem was nobody was growing Vitis vinifera, which is the old world grape that's responsible for all the greatest wines in the world. And the grape names, of course, many are familiar to most people now: Pinot Noir, Cabernet Sauvignon, Chardonnay, Riesling. You know, these are grapes that are renowned throughout the world for making the finest wines of any grape wine. And it turns out that I was lucky enough to be one of the pioneers to start growing these grapes here almost 42 years ago now. And I was so shocked at the quality of my first Pinot Noir, which I made in 1983. And I knew it wasn't because I was a genius winemaker. I knew it had to be the quality of the grapes we can grow here in Michigan. So just armed with that little tidbit of information, I decided to not move back to Washington State and to stay here and make wine. So I did so. And then by 1986, I had acquired a couple of partners and a property, and we started our first little winery. Unfortunately, that business didn't make it, you know, with the startups and everything and cash flow being tight. But from the ashes of that, I call that my MBA, because I lost about that amount in that business. But
hey, you know what? That was an investment in your education.
There you go.
You didn't lose anything. Look at where you are today. That was an investment.
yeah. So anyway, I maintained one of the ownerships of one of our vineyards and started Wyncroft in 1985 and incorporated in 87 and launched my first wines. And my 1987 Wyncroft Chardonnay won gold medal at the Michigan State Fair. And according to Chris Cook, who was a wine writer at the time out of Ann Arbor, Chris said it won by a mile. So that was kind of fun to hear that.
I can attest.
Awesome.
I can attest to that.
I only made 300 cases of the wine. And at that time I was selling by the case only. And by the end of the year, I had completely sold out of those 300 cases. So it went pretty well right out of the start. And, you know, it's not been easy, I can tell you that. I don't come from a family with a lot of money, and this is a very cash intensive business. So with the help of a number of wonderful people that came along exactly when I needed them, I've been able to keep the business rolling. And I'm still not a large business. I do about 3,000 cases a year. But I think if you look up on the reviews on the web, and if you look at the list of restaurants in Chicago and Detroit that have carried my wine on their wine list, I think you can see that obviously I've been doing something right. So
I think that's awesome. That some of the finest restaurants in Chicago love your stuff.
Yes, I've always believed that Southwest Michigan is capable of producing as fine a wine as Europe.
Absolutely.
And
So speaking of your business, I know you've got the new estate. Tell us about that and how people can, one, come visit you, and then also taste your wonderful wine.
Well, a couple of things. First of all, let me answer the first question. The way to come visit me is because our estate is a 94-acre gated property, and so we live here. So when you come to visit my winery, which is in the middle of our estate in my 2-level garage, then you have to make an appointment. It's kind of nice to have the gate, because otherwise people would be driving up my driveway all the time. So
Sure.
Yeah, like me.
Boom, 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 boom.
You can go online.
James, wake up.
I think this would be a great time to pop up your contact slide so people can get a hold of you.
Oh, right.
And we'll just let people know. So you can get a hold of James Lester. You can scan the QR code right there. It'll take you right to wyncroftwine.com. Or you can give him a call at 269-409-1855. Or if you're more of an email type person, it's jamesglester@gmail.com.
Now tell us about, I think the tour that you do is amazing. So tell people how they can participate in a tour.
Okay, well, I do tours Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 4:30. It's a 2-hour tour, I do the tours myself, so this is a winemaker-led tour. That's really hard to find anymore these days.
Right.
But I like that personal contact with my potential clients, so that's what I do. So I dedicate those 3 days to doing tours, and the tour is a 2-hour tour, as I mentioned. The first part of the tour is we walk up to the back of the property where the vineyards are situated, and we discuss how we grow for maximum wine quality. Great wine is made in the vineyard, and I explain that in great detail so that you understand part of the process that we go through to make sure that there's quality going into that bottle. Then we come back to the winery and we do an alfresco tasting of 4 or 5 of our current releases, and that's accompanied by locally produced gourmet cheeses and gourmet wafers.
When are we going?
You'll be offered a chance to join our wine club, and anybody who joins our wine club has their tour fee waived. The tour fee is $25 per person. And if you look on the web, you'll see we get 5-star reviews for our tours. So, and we keep pretty busy. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday are my days in the vineyard and the winery. So, and then Sunday is my do not disturb day. That's the days we try to catch up with all our family.
Yep. Amen. I think that's good.
I hear that. And as we told you, this episode would go by so fast, and it has. So I'm so glad that people know how to get a hold of you. Tell people quickly where in West Michigan where they can buy some of your wines before they book their tour, because they're going to want to do both.
Yes, I have a regional label called Marland, Marland, and those wines are designed to drink up right away, and those can be found in most of the wine shops in West Michigan. The label looks very arts and crafts, like Frank Lloyd Wright. You should be able to find it pretty easily. In Grand Rapids, Crushed Grape, Knapp's Corner Meyer, just to name a couple. I believe that Martha's Vineyard may have some. So, but if they don't have it, they can order it for you from Imperial Beverage, which is my distributor in Michigan.
Okay.
The Wyncrofts, you have to pretty much buy directly from the winery. I have an online wine shop they can go to.
Got it.
And that is all accessible through the website. So, James, it has been such a pleasure to catch up, and we have such a long history with you, and thank you so much for creating what you create, because it's an experience, and it's the best.
Well, thank you, Margot. Thank you, Stephen.
It's fantastic. And I'm feeling a spinoff here, a glass of wine with Steve and Margot. I feel it coming. I think it's coming.
I think it is too. So if you are watching this on YouTube, remember to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you never miss an episode.
If you're watching on Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, make sure you follow us to keep up with everything that we do and talk about in West Michigan.
And thank you for tuning in to this episode of Coffee and Wine with Steve and Margot. We feature the people, places, and things that make West Michigan an extraordinary place to call home. And you, Jim Lester, are one of those amazing people. So thank you.
Cheers, James. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.